Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Become a Legend on PES. Our first game coming up here is against Brentford, a very well respected championship team, probably one of the best in the league, especially at least for scoring goals. They got an up front three of people like Mbeumo and Watkins, and who was the last one? The last one has left my head, it's like BMW, so... Ben Rama of course got team of the season on FIFA. All gem players could all handle their own in the Prem. So it'll be a tough game coming up here. We get down the right early on, we do get it into Tiam, I believe it is. Somehow doesn't squeeze it in from there. I thought I did put it on a plate for him, but the assist goes knocking, so there's a 1-0 lead all the way to half time in fact. It's not bad to be level with Brentford at the half, especially keeping them at bay, which is something most championship teams this season probably can't say they've done. As you see, they did have us on possession there, and I can't be surprised. We come forward again here, we do get into feet of Woodrow. Does spin on a diamond, does squeeze it in. The keeper hasn't covered himself in glory, it is kind of close to him. The shot was hardly near the corner, but we don't care, Woodrow don't care, and we are 1-0 up. We try and hold on to this lead here, going into the 83rd now minute. Heading down our right hand side, guy hits the floor there, we do break forward. I do manage to turn, pull it back, and we get absolutely clattered. Nothing came with a free kick though. And all the way to full-time whistle, we do nick a 1-0 lead against Brentford, so to beat them and to keep a clean sheet is generally rather impressive from us, so we're only even the slightest bit disappointed with that. All smiles here. A quick look at the stats here. You see they did still have us on possession, but shots are relatively even, just generally it was kind of an even game, which we do edge. Only a 6.5 for us, we did get that assist. Woodrow running away with the winner, for some reason it's hard for me to say, does get the 7.5 a man of the match. You see the effects on the table again, we're sat right on the edge of those playoffs, which we did manage to do before. We fell down with a couple of draws and a loss, I believe. So we are still at 71, hoping to get up in ratings soon if possible. We've been stuck on 71 for quite a while now, probably like 10-15 games maybe. This next one will be against Middlesbrough. Kind of a weird one, they were in the Prem not too long ago as far as kind of championships teams go, but they've not even looked like getting near. I believe they might have had one playoff appearance since, I'm not sure, but generally the way this squad's been built, it's just not looking Premier League dangerous whatsoever, which is why they've not really got close enough to getting in there. We do manage to pull that one back there, it is stopped by the keeper. It's their turn to come forward here, the feet of Saville. Does move it further forward to Johnny House and then to Assombalonga. The top save from our keeper, to be fair to him. We do win it back here. I do mess that up, however. We win it back again, and as you can see there, putting too much pressure holding the X button, we do boot it off the pitch, so hopefully we don't pay the price for that kind of just silly mistake. I thought we might be with that bender. I was going to insult him. I'm more on about the shot, well I am on about the shot, not more. But yeah, luckily for us it does go a yard or so wide. From that goal kick we decide to come down our right hand side. Do lump it forward to the striker who does head it out to us. I think it's Schmidt up front for this one. Put it back to Barre, I think that is. Knocks it further forward to us again. Managed to cut back. Look to him again. I usually do take safe options, but it's because my pro hasn't really got the ability to do anything too spectacular in terms of beating people at the moment. Managed to find a bit of a gap here, and it is played lovely into our path. It gives us space to pull it back, and there is Schmidt pointing straight to us to finish from all of 6 yards. Just a generally well worked goal, and obviously the finish, you can tell it was well worked because it made the finish very simple for us. Which does give us a 1-0 lead. And just before half time here we do have some space to run into down the right. So we bring it forward, get it into the feet of, might be Woodrow this time, although I don't see how they'd both be playing. Whoever that is doesn't test the keeper too hard, and that will be half time. So again a 1-0 lead. I say 1-0 lead, we didn't have the 1-0 lead at half time against Brentford, but we did have a 1-0 lead that we took to full time. And hopefully we can do the same thing here. If we score more, brilliant, but again I'll take any kind of win with Barnsley, especially when we're trying to hopefully try and secure a playoff place, maybe even more if we can keep up a great run. If we get into the box here, do look further back, have to hook it all the way back to our centre mid this time. And we'll get it back into the feet of us. An interesting touch there. Does squeeze it through to Schmidt, and a bad left foot strike does force the keeper into a save, but it's probably never going to be a goal. They come forward here. I'm done with Adam Clayton slowly walking towards us. I thought again that's a fair tackle, but PES seem to love giving those as free kicks. And you know what free kicks are like with the computer on this game. And there's another. George Saville this time. You really cannot afford to give him a free kick within 25 yards, or you are probably paying the price for it. The best you'll get away with is them hitting the bar, which we have seen as well a couple of times. Well, that one does nestle perfectly into the top four, and it brings it to 1-0. Patty Roberts decides to play like a pocket rocket down that side, managed to drive all the way into the centre and get a shot off, which our keeper is behind, but looking very dangerous there. Sorry, not yet. I haven't seen too many computer controlled players kind of take an incentive to score like that. But he did there and it almost came off. Do get back into our feet here. Unfortunately our shot might even be blocked by our own striker there, Schmidt. But it's never going to be too testing, and that is the full-time whistle. So 1-0 away to Middlesbrough is not bad at all. You don't really have a load of chances to do better. So on the whole I think it's fair. I can't remember what the stats were like, but that may prove to show that it probably should have been 1-0. And seeing them here after that, yeah, it's probably fair. I mean, they edged possession ever so slightly, as well as the shots they had on target and just in general. But I'd say on the whole 1-0 was fair. We do get edged by Schmidt again for man of the match, as we only get a 7 this time, which is more than the 6.5 from the last game, but a 7.5 from a goal scorer outdoes us once again. See what it's done to the table. I'm saying simple as that. You draw a game and sorry, that's how tight the league is. You draw a game and you can fall, which as we did there, 3 or 4 places down to 10th. So you've got to really keep up a kind of string of wins, or you will kind of pay the price for it at the moment. So it will be a tough battle to try and get into the playoffs, but hopefully we can. See, Paulinho wins Asian Player of the Year. Obviously he's not Asian, but does play in Asia. I wasn't sure what they were going to give the award for initially, whether it was nationality or league, but it did turn out to be league. And our next game here will be against Wigan at home. So this one you probably do have to win, as Wigan came up with them. The Everton wins South America Best Player Award. I didn't know this Everton was until Liverpool signed him on a joint foot manager I have with someone. And yeah, he joined Liverpool and cannot stop scoring. So he must be quite the player, and he has won South American Best Player there. So no surprises really. Obviously PES do have more licensing, or all the licensing to the South American League. So maybe I'll check him out and see what they're saying about him. The game against Wigan here again, as I said, this is one you do have to win, as Wigan came up with Barnsley and are involved in a kind of relegation battle in real life with them. I think Wigan have pulled a bit clear of it. It was looking very treacherous at one point. Obviously nobody's safe and sound at the moment, and we're yet to see what they're going to do with the outcomes of these leagues, which will affect Pompey kind of heavily. Obviously we are currently in a playoff place, and I mean, for starters, if they do this kind of expected outcome, which I plan on doing, it does make us drop to 7th, which is outside the playoffs. Not that that really matters anyway, because they've ignored the playoffs existence and we'll just give promotion to 3rd. We do get down the left-hand side, sort of there, come from the central towards the left. I'm thinking I'm not going to score from there. We do go with outside of a boot, and I am amazed that it does go in, but of course we'll take it. I think it's only our 3rd goal, so we can't be too picky with how they go in. Lovely ball lump forward here, not taken down brilliantly, but taken down somewhat well enough to get a shot off. Can't quite squeeze it in the near post there. We come down the left again, intercepted partially, but we do hold on to it. And they are looking to get it into my feet here, so they do choose to ignore me in the end. And that shot, which only misses by about a yard by Woodrow, does lead us into half time. So another 1-0 lead going into half time, and hopefully we can keep this one like the Brentford game and not Middlesbrough. But that will be seen in the second half. You see the stats here are in our favour. We're going to yet to even have a shot, so they can't have many complaints. It's cleared from us there, all the way into the feet of Woodrow. Does find us further forward. I'm looking at right now to see if anyone's there, so just play the simple short one, given straight back to us again. I look further right to Cavare. Try and open up that space down the right, and he does feed it into us. We do manage to cut back onto our left. Placed well on the head of Woodrow, but as always going to be a hard one to score. It'd have to be a basically inch perfect header to get in from there. So not a bad attempt from him, but he's never threatening the keeper too much. And again we find a bit of space. Do get past our man there, open up enough for him. I thought I'd test what the long shots are like. Obviously not coating us in glory there, as it does look pretty helpless and goes wide. But that is enough to win the game, so full time whistle goes, just the one goal, we do get a winner. Maybe our first win, I can't remember how important the previous 2 goals were. But a win against Wigan, as I said, we kind of needed, and especially if we want to stay in that playoff hunt, then we're going to need them. I don't know what that handshake was about, I didn't. It was news to me, it's not like I planned it or anything. As we see the stats quick here. And we did end up kind of losing a possession battle to them, but they did only add a single shot in that second half, which didn't even go on target, so they can't have any complaints. We do get man of the match, being the only person to score. So we'll take that and put it in the records as well for us. Hopefully it's got us back into a playoff place or towards it now. Yeah, back up to 7th. I think it's the highest we've been. We've been 7th about 3 times now. I haven't ever been able to kick on for it. It seems every time we get there, we seem to fall back down to sort of mid-table again. So really struggling to make that next step onto promotion. You will find here the opening of the transfer window. So obviously we have got the choice potentially to leave here. You see the things here. I have been offered by Barnsley to extend my contract, which they say is a decent offer, but my agent believes we maybe can get a better one from elsewhere. So it is my choice whether I just want to stick with the boys who brought me into the league and try and get something for them, or move on to someone better and just make it easier for myself essentially. Some other stuff about transfer window business and changing my number. I'm so happy to keep 8. It's what I wore when it was my choice mostly as a kid. But I do accept the offer there. I have got a genuine thing, and I have it on FIFA where I keep on to a load of players, and I can't bring myself to sell them for loyalty reasons. I had the same thing playing youth football. I played for the same team from the age of 6 up to the age of 18, and only stopped there because there was no men's team. There was an option as we went from a team at the age of 16 that we couldn't continue to play as due to like the backing that you need. We moved on to a different setup elsewhere, which we did for the end of youth football, and you could have stayed on there for their men's team. I wasn't exactly happy with the way they did things, the way they set up. It was a bit sort of Navy kind of orientated, if you will. It's a team called United Services down in Portsmouth here, and kind of the regimented way they run things didn't exactly go with me. So I decided to leave there and I play a lot kind of simpler level of football that's just kind of more fun to play. But yeah, generally, as I was saying, as I go a bit off track there, it's always kind of been a thing with me that loyalties come first. So I decided to stay with Barnsley. It's a very long-winded way to say I'm going to stay with Barnsley as opposed to leave, but decided to leave this little thing here, this little clip in here, as I thought, yeah, okay, I've been fouled, but seeing it on replay, he's trying to come in with a triangle choke or something, wrap his legs around my head, put my health and life at risk there, hopefully, keep away from him for the rest of the game. But not much going on this Reading game. Obviously, I've showed you that foul. A lot of the game has been like that, very kicky. Could end up starting like a rivalry with Reading off the back of it, the way it's been. It's looked like a Chelsea-Tottenham affair with 8 yellow cards. And not much quality in it, which probably the Chelsea-Tottenham games do have. Our keeper does make an initial good save. Defenders can't back him up, and Puskas, who has at times looked like a very solid player in the Championship, does put Reading into a 1-0 lead. And before we can even try and get back at that, before kickoff's even taken, we are subbed off for Schmidt. And every time the manager does it, I do consider it a mistake, because they never do anything off the back and they get subbed. So that sub does resign us to a 1-0 loss here. So Reading as well, who have kind of been, I mean, they were in the Premier League around the same time Pompey were, all the way back in kind of 2008, 2009, and lost their spot in the league there after a very good first season. I think they finished around mid-table, maybe even slightly in the top half. But that aside, they have kind of been stuck in the Championship since and never properly looked like going up. A couple capable players there, like John Swift, Reading have, who is actually Pompey born himself and a very kind of good attacking midfielder, if you will. But again, as I say, we get up to that 7th spot, a chance to improve onto the playoffs, and we blow it again, fall back down to 8th here. And again, that kind of next step is failing us still. And our next game will be against Preston. I don't know why I decided to fit 5 in. I think I was playing with Tobe at the time. Well, I wasn't playing with him, but he was watching me on a share play. So I just kind of kept going. I was enjoying myself. You see here that the first time shot thing that we did put on, first time shot thing, kind of trait, I don't know what they call it, skill, apparently PES seem to call it, is completed now. So look to choose a new skill to train. And we do go long range shooting this time, just because when I actually do hopefully play the second striker role that I want to play, which probably won't end up being at Barnsley, it might have to be when we move on to greener pastures, but yeah, I'd like the long range shooting to be something that we can use effectively. I don't just want to constantly have to spread the ball out wide or through ball. I want it to be another trick in the arsenal, so defenders can be scared of me and know they can't back off or they'll pay the price for it. But very early on here, Alan Brown, who's a very good playmaker, does get balls straight through to Louis Malt, or Louis Malt, I don't know exactly how he wants it pronounced. He does get there just before the keeper. Does get clattered in the process, but you'll get clattered if you can get a goal from it. Very shortly after that, we come forward. A bit of a mistake there, but that long barrier tackle, I think me and Tobe described it better. Oh, it's a peach! So Woodrow there with an absolute banger. We were going nuts, me and Tobe. Great way to get back into the game. A lovely strike from him right into the top corner. We tried one ourselves with our left foot, not quite the same as Woodrow. Again, everything he touches turns to goals, and we're not quite the same at the moment. So Preston come forward again here, ball down the channel, again beats the keeper to it, but kind of a very awful attempt to try to squeeze it in from a somewhat tight angle, but nothing impossible, and that ball was never actually going to go off the pitch, so he's probably a bit disappointed with himself, but we go into half-time 1-0. Probably fair. It's been quite a busy game chance-wise. Probably one of the better ones, especially when you compare it to the Reading game, which was kind of void of a lot of action really, besides kicking each other. And we come forward here early in the second half. Ball at our feet. We do look back towards, I think that's Moet wearing 27. I'm yet to learn everyone's numbers as their names don't come up. He plays a lovely ball through to us here. We do get to. I was never probably going to score from there, but there wasn't much else I could do, so I tried the shot. And it does go out for a corner. So maybe me or somebody else can get on the end of this corner and try and get us our lead back in this game. I say our lead back, we never had it. It was Preston that took that very early lead and we equalised not so long after. So the corner is whipped in here again. I'm not sure who by. And surprise, surprise, we get on the end of it of all people. I only made myself the height I am, which is borderline 5'8". I like to say 5'8" to give myself a bit more confidence maybe as a short king, but yeah, we are very small. But I think it's Darnell Fisher we beat in the air, whether he's small as well. I think he might be like a 5'9", but if he's not and he's quite a bit taller than us, then yeah, God knows what we're doing beating him in the air. We get the ball here and there is space open. Those are the kind of shots I want to be taking advantage of with the long range shooting later on. I did mostly only shoot that because a TV power off message popped up on my screen and I couldn't see a thing. Test the keeper again there and he is equal to it in the late stage of the game, but we do hold on to the win. It's a very good win basically in the end against Preston, who have got quite a few capable players. Ben Pearson's probably Premier League quality, Alan Brown could probably hold his own. They are a very capable team, and hopefully again that will get us towards the playoff. We are just yo-yoing from near it to away from it, and with the goal and assist in that one, as you can see there, and all our shots on target, we do get a 7.5 a man of the match on that one. So a lovely way to end it off. A win against a capable team in Preston and a good performance from ourselves, getting involved in both goals. And we are finally in a playoff base, only on goal difference, but this is the highest heights we've reached, and we are now 72 rated as well. So a lovely way to end it with a skill added, a goal and assist, a good win, and into a playoff base. I believe after I look at the message, we are revealed to be starting the next game against Queen's Park Rangers in the next episode. Hopefully we can kick on and proper cement that playoff place, which we haven't been able to do so far. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.